A lot of people think of virality as that moment where I get that one video that just really just hits off and like millions of views and everything, all of that. That's not necessarily going viral. Virality is related to, like how you said, the retention, keeping it going, the consistency, building and growth. A lot of times that doesn't sound very intriguing to people, like, oh, there's this whole kind of process of having to have this growth or whatever, but that's what you want to get to. You want to be able to have an actual authentic audience that's scaling and growing. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to DSA, Digital Storytellers Academy. My name is Jewett Payne, and I'm here with my brother,
Bakari Kamal.
Yes. So, guys, we are back for another video. And before we start, again, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future ones. Hope you've been enjoying this channel so far. Today, we have a very good one. I think this is the question that everyone asks who's on YouTube or any social media platform.
Yeah.
The question today is, what makes people watch your video? And what makes people share it?
Yeah.
The virality of it, all of that stuff. We're going to talk about that today, and hopefully these tips support you. So, B, what do you think, bro?
Man, I think the first thing is your quality of your video.
Yeah.
I think, and it depends on what platform, right? Because when you think about what performs well on TikTok, it's going to be a little different than what performs well on Instagram. But generally speaking, your video needs some type of lighting. It needs, to have some type of audio.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that those things play a factor into whether or not people want to watch your video. So I think first and foremost is having that as the baseline, is making sure you have some type of light, some type of audio to make your audio crisp. And that would really be the first thing I would focus on. Because, if your audio sounds really terrible, people aren't going to watch it. And if you have terrible lighting, I don't even think that the algorithm will probably share it with anybody if it really doesn't. But what are your thoughts? What do you think is the first step to people really watching and your video getting some traction and engagement?
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the main thing, that input, you need the input to be good so that the output is excellent. So that's the thing. So the whole thing with lighting, the whole thing with audio, all of those things, you have to make sure all of that is set up nicely. Now, you or whatever your subject is, that's going to be the content. That's what's going to be in the video or the photo, whatever you're creating and all of that. So that needs to be good as well. So this whole preparation, like we talked about in the last video, you guys go ahead and check that one out. We were talking about preparation, storytelling, and all of that. You want to be able to connect and captivate. So we have the psychology of this thing. So there's a psychological aspect to this too.
Yeah.
How are you connecting with this individual? Because not everyone is the same. What is it? What do we have, like 6 to 8 billion people on the planet at the moment? Right.
It's a lot of us.
It's a lot of us, right? And everyone is completely different. Now, we know that there are some core categories that everyone typically can kind of fall under as far as personalities or how they receive or consume information and things like that. But going back to how you even said, depending on what platform you're on, things are different, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, they do things differently.
Yeah.
Whichever platform you're on, you have to study it.
Yeah.
The individuals that you are trying to reach in your market, you're going to have to study them as well because everyone is different.
Absolutely.
So if you are specifically reaching out to sports people or whatever, your verbiage and the things that you say is going to have to relate to those individuals because they're not trying to necessarily hear a lot of, oh man, he hit him and I hope they're okay. And in sports, we're not trying to hear that. We're trying to be like, yo, that was insane. Did you guys see that? Or also we may want to hear the stats, the statistics of like, 5% field goal percentage or whatever, different things like that. So whatever specific niche you're in, you want to be able to relate to those individuals. There's also the aspect of senses. You already alluded to the visual.
Yeah.
You alluded to the audio and everything like that. There's also, touch. A lot of people are more kinetic learners. There are people who are auditory, all these different senses. So depending on what you're doing, you may want to teach in that way. So for example, if we do a video where we're actually teaching how to work the camera, we can sit here and just talk till we're blue in the face, and then you press this button, and then you press that button, and then you angle it like this. Or we can have a physical camera. We can actually have the item here, and we can show you what that looks like, or show samples of stuff that we've done.
Yeah.
Or put up on the screen and show the buttons and how that works and everything, so that you're covering not only just the audio for those who want to take notes, but now for those who are visual learners, you're showing them as well. And then that's how you can captivate, a specific target audience,
Yeah, I think one of the things that across all platforms that works is having a good hook.
Yeah, that's good.
Whether it's a audio hook, right, meaning saying something that is a strong statement at the very beginning, instead of coming onto a video say, "Hey, my name is," and this is what I, instead of doing that, you say, "We're going to tell you about 5 things that you could do to do."
Yeah.
Or you're not getting views on your videos because of X, right? And so having that strong statement, that controversial statement, letting people know what the value is they're going to get out of this video as soon as they watch it, that is a great audio hook. There's also things like visual hooks, where, I've seen people like sit down in their seat and then they start talking. That's a visual hook. Or some type of glitch effect at the beginning of the video, which it's called like a pattern interrupt, because people are scrolling through on social media, but there has to be something that's going to interrupt that pattern of them scrolling through. So if you can successfully do that with a visual hook, that could be very beneficial, because now you catch their attention, and then the name of the game is who can retain the attention.
That's it.
So once you actually get this hook piece of the video, now your job is to figure out, how do I get people to continue watching this video all the way through?
Yeah.
And that is truly an art and a science.
Yeah.
Because you have to figure out, well, how do I give them the information, but make it intriguing, make it interesting. This is where storytelling also comes into play, because when you start telling the story, people want to hear it.
That's it.
Right. And so then they, you tell them about a story, and then you can hit them with the value. But I think, those are some of the things that we talk about going viral and really getting a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
You have to figure out, how do I hook people in to get their attention?
Yeah.
And how do I help people retain the attention on this video so that it can be watched through? And once the social media platforms see that, oh, this is somebody who can keep people's attention, can gain people's attention and keep people's attention, then they'll push you further in the algorithm, because they're like, well, we want people to stay on our platform.
Exactly.
Whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever it's at, they want people to stay on the platform. So if you're showing continuously that you can hook people in and you can retain, then they're going to continue to push your content throughout the platform.
That's very good. That's so good. And a lot of people think of virality as that moment where I get that one video that just really just hits off and like millions of views and everything, all of that. That's not necessarily going viral. Virality is related to, like how you said, the retention, keeping it going, the consistency, building and growth. A lot of times that doesn't sound very intriguing to people, like, oh, there's this whole kind of process of having to have this growth or whatever. But that's what you want to get to. You want to be able to have an actual authentic audience that's scaling and growing, instead of just one video that hit and then the rest of them are just like, no one's there, ghost town, ghost town. You want to be able to see that consistent growth. And a lot of that goes to, like how you were saying, you want to be able to, well, we'll just use our video as an example. As you guys noticed, at the beginning of this video, we had that visual hook. We start the video off saying something specific in relation to the video. Then we started with our logo. Then we jumped in and said something like, hey, this is something that everybody across the board who has a business is going to want to hear. And they're like, okay, so what is this thing? These are things that you can incorporate as you create your content as well. Then right now we're giving you specific steps that you can actually implement, not just fluff. Like if you actually implement these things, you're going to see the growth, So that's how that works. Aesthetic, let's talk aesthetic. What's going to make you already talked about if the lighting is just like, I can't even see this video. What is this? You know, it's not good. So you need the lighting. But let's talk about the aesthetic. You know, we have this space. There's a little curation that has to take place.
Yeah.
You know, make sure things look nice, cleaned up, you know, unless your video is how to make a mess, you know, whatever. You know. But it's like if you want to be intentional, whatever your focus is.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Like how you talked about audio. There may be some videos that they don't want audio. And that serves the purpose of the video or the audience that they're adding value to. So it's all about being intentional, you know, with the space. We want you guys, even right now, to highly focus in on Bakari and myself. So we have the 3 camera angles, and we don't have too much happening, so nothing is distracting you from what we're speaking and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's really good, man. I think, you know, I like the point that you made about being viral and, you know, just kind of changing the idea of what that means. You know, I think I learned when I was doing my Instagram thing, it was at one point I was going viral and where we had like 1 million views on a trending audio video or, you know, 2 million views on a trending audio video.
Yeah.
And what I learned was that audience wasn't my audience. I was developing an audience around people who just wanted like very quick tips, who didn't really want to grow an authentic audience. They just wanted to go viral.
Yeah.
And so they were like, "We'll do anything." Like, "Oh, okay, this trending audio is going to help me go viral. Cool." Or this quick tip is going to help me go viral. Great.
Yeah.
But I was gaining an audience on people who just wanted trending audio or just wanted some quick tips. But it wasn't an audience that really was trying to develop a strong brand and build community. It wasn't a faith-based audience.
Yeah.
Right. And so all of the things that were really important to me and to my values, I was building a platform that really wasn't those people.
Yeah.
And so I think going viral can be a bad thing if it's not done in the right way. You know, I think it's better, to your point, to be locally viral or to be micro viral in a sense where if you're getting 2,000 and 3,000 views, but all of those people are people who are, you know, your target audience per se, that's more valuable than 1 million views and 90%, you know, 95% are not people who would ever purchase anything from you or be a part of your community in any meaningful way. And the other thing is, you know, being relatable. And I think relatability is truly what helps things go viral as well, because people relate to people, and it takes a high level of vulnerability and authenticity for things to go viral as well, right? Because many people make different types of content, right? It could be teaching, it can be just lifestyle, it could be mom content, and, you know, all types of stuff. But I think one of the key threads of the viral stuff is authenticity and catching things in the moment, and people really being who they are on camera. And that's challenging for a lot of entrepreneurs or people who are beginning their content creation journey. But that's critical to being able to have content that's shareable, right? Because anybody that's going to share your content, they're going to want to share it because they relate to it. They know somebody else who could have, you know, have value from this, or just show other people things that are on their mind. And then the last thing I would say is I don't think one thing that hasn't failed is like humor and comedy. And I've seen that really be an effective way to have a shareable viral strategy. Because there's, especially in this day and age where mental health challenges are at an all-time high, the political landscape is wild, and people are dealing with spiritual warfare. All of this stuff is going on in the world and society, financial and economic pressure. Everybody could use a laugh. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen like humor and funny, humorous content, that stuff really being a cheat code. I feel like if you add an aspect of humor into your content creation, that will allow you to be palatable for many different types of people.
Yeah.
And it will also help you get in front of your target audience.
Oh, that's good. Yes. Wow. I love that. That's such great strategies right there. So a big thing, guys, is this kind of goes back to branding. A big thing is coming in knowing who you are, what you can offer, and sticking with that. And then you create your target audience and your following around that specific realm and create videos again, it's videos. It's pretty much videos is king. That's why, I kind of keep saying videos, but whether you're posting photos on your platforms, whatever it is, you're doing all of these different things or multimedia, and you're creating it and curating it specifically for that specific audience. And then that's how that's how all of it will start growing, because now you have this whole ecosystem of individuals who are following you. And as you said, they will want to share it even more because you are making this specifically for them. And they feel like they can relate to you and connect with you, and it's for them. So make sure you are taking that to the bank as it relates to how you are trying to get your videos watched and get your videos shared.
Yeah. And I think to your point, right, instead of taking the approach of, hey, everybody, all of you thousands of people who are watching, or hundreds of people, whatever it is, taking the approach of, hey, you, individual person, right? Because that really builds that connection, looking into the camera, saying, hey, I know what you're going through, and this is what we're doing in this season. I just want to give you an update on what we're doing, right? Using that you terminology, speaking to one person, it really builds that intimate connection. And that's what people really want to feel when they're watching. They want to feel like you're talking to them. And that they're building a relationship with you. And that's really what you want to do. You want to build relationship with people so that you build trust. And that's the beautiful part about content creation is you can build trust with people who you don't know, and they can spend time with you in the digital space to the point where they feel like they know you, and to the point where they become a member of your community, or they maybe become a client, or they're just a member of your tribe, and now you have new friends, new family, new connections. And I have learned that the digital space really works. And like I see people out around Chicago, they're like, yo, I saw a couple of videos. I'm like, oh, that's what's up, bro? Like,
it's been so cool. I love it.
It's kind of weird in a sense, but at the same time, it's like the digital space works. And we have to stop looking at it as like just a quick come up. It's real people on the other side of the screen. And I think once we really take advantage of that and really come to terms with that, then we'll be much more likely to go viral or, really increase our engagement and relatability, because we'll start understanding that these aren't just bots who are sharing this stuff. These are real human beings.
Exactly. So good, man. Wow. All right, guys. I hope these tips helped and you guys begin to incorporate in this business. And make sure you guys comment below. Let us know if you've incorporated any of these strategies in your business, in your creative endeavors of any sort. And put it below and let us know what's working for you, what's not working for you, and any inquiries you might have. Guys, make sure to also subscribe, because we have so many more videos coming for you to support you in your creative journey. Again, my name is Joy Payne.
I'm Bakari Kamal.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.